This is a story about a baker, a French baker.
Fuck off, me.
Who was using female urine from public toilets to make what was being sold as Goldilocks bread.
Oh my god.
So
the top reply to this tweet, right, is a guy who's pretending to be Bruce Willis on Twitter. He just goes, prison.
Yeah,
prison.
Might have a point.
I agree, Bruce.
Here's the full article there. I'll read it to you. It said, an enterprising French baker is switching up her bread recipe, or should we say recipe?
Haha. Get it is piss.
By using wheat fertilized with female urine harvested from public restrooms. Urine is a great fertilizer. Self-proclaimed eco-feminist.
What? Eco-feminist? What does that mean?
Probably like them motherfuckers who have sex with trees or something. You know how it is.
Eco-feminist.
Louise Ragway, who regularly gathers piddle from female urinals in the...
Right, whoa. Piddle from female urinals.
A sentence you never thought you would see in
so
a
is a
story.
female urinal... I would, if I was designing it, I'd make it something you straddle. I'd make it something you straddle, like you step over it slower.
Women's toilets, much like women themselves, are a mystery to me. I couldn't give you any insight into what they're doing inside those four walls. But so maybe they're like, and it's in France as well. I'm just gonna come straight out and say French toilets are a disgrace. Have you been to Paris lately?
Like 3-4 years ago, something like that.
Right, so it really does smell of piss. Like,
oh yeah,
it really does. And they've got them public toilets now, but they're not like in cubicles.
It's a trough.
It's a trough.
Yeah.
It's a trough of piss, and in the summer, the sun is just boiling that piss. It's just boiling the piss. And it just smells
basically
of
a piss kettle.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how many mothballs you throw in that. It's stinking hot piss. Just out in the open air.
Is it really that much easier to make these like fucking devices that you put into the ground than just making a toilet that's plumbed in? Can you not just make a toilet that's plumbed in? People in Wales do that for £100, mate. I'll send you some plumbers like Wales and do the world's toilets.
If it's about sort of convenience, and because I guess the thought process is if we put a trough out on the street, the drunks and the deadbeats...
Yeah, we'll just put a urinal. Just put a urinal with a slight roof.
Yeah. But, like, what about a new idea, right? Of, like, because it's always men, to be fair. Like, I'll say this. Men will just piss anywhere. Like, we've all done it. We've all been caught short.
Fertilizer, mate.
Yeah, now apparently, according to this eco-feminist, I have got the rights. But anyway, what I was thinking was, could you make, like, some sort of futuristic super urinal that's just like a tube?
Right.
And it has like a pipe on the end,
right?
And that goes underground, and basically you just put your knob in there, like
but then you're just touching other people's fucking knobs constantly. That's STI central, you man.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Oh man, I'm actually fucking.
But like, don't you have removable? Then you employ somebody.
Yeah. What you could do is you could have like an attachable latex.
Because they do it for a robotic prostitute.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'd have to have an attachable latex bit, and every person who goes in, you pull out a latex thing, put your own on. I think it's worth it, mate. Piss trough works better.
Well, I'd never use a knob slave in France. Like, obviously, like I'd never. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not for me, is it? I don't live there. But I'm just trying to think of something better than a trough of boiling piss just being out on a fucking corner.
Just plumb it in. That's all I need. Just plumb it in. Just plumb it in. I don't get how it can't be plumbed in.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Innit? There's pipes there. Plumb it the fuck in.
Maybe it's this woman and she's gathering it for bread. So, and anyway, the reason we're having this conversation is, I mean, when it says female urinal, does it just mean toilet? Toilets, I guess it doesn't. I guess in France they actually have urinals.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's one that goes between the legs. You like walk over it, piss down, walk away.
Savages, absolute savages. It's a nightmare. Anyway, she's the brains behind Buchel Door or Boucle Dior,
Sorry.
or Goldilocks bread.
Ugh.
Ragwe's goal is to break taboos over excrement and then, as an afterthought, create a sustainable food cycle. Like, here's the thing.
Why?
Not all taboos need to be broken, like.
Yeah. So
I
wait,
think
is
it's
she
good
using
that we
this
have
instead of yeast?
I
I don't get what's happening here. Why? What's the piss doing? What is
Uh,
the piss doing?
what is the piss doing? Well, right, hang on. I can explain that. Well, she explains it, so it is just the demented ramblings of someone who's clearly unwell and should be in prison, probably. Right, urine is a neglected liquid, usually dismissed as a waste.
Right.
She adds that urine harbors nitrogen, potassium, and many of the other nutrients that plants extract from the soil. As such, it should be treated like a gold mine, she said.
What are you
Going-
lying for, though?
Oh, you've had a robot.
I just went, why are you lying for, though?
Yeah.
Nitrogen is literally fucking everywhere. Like, I don't need nitrogen, do I? That's
Right.
gold, pure gold. That's in the air, everywhere, around us, easily harvestable.
It's unknown how urine affects the taste of the bread. That again, I feel like this article is missing the point. It's not how the bread tastes; it's the fact there's piss in it. It wouldn't matter if it tasted lovely bread, but it's made with not even just an individual's piss.
Multiple piss.
Yeah, like a blend, like Bell's whiskey of piss. It's just the drips of any got thrown out any barrels of whiskey there from a reputable distillery. Yeah, we'll have them over at Bell's and we'll just fill it full of sugar, and no one will notice that they're drinking something that is absolutely foul, and that's why we sell it at £8 a bottle. Still in 2020. But anyway, it says that it's rumored sterility. Well, I thought that had been debunked.
I don't know. I think I've seen a MythBusters where like they said if you pee on like a wound or a jellyfish sting, it doesn't do anything bad, but I don't think it does that. So I guess
that's been debunked. That's mate. That was just that jellyfish thing. You know how that got started, right?
Yeah. No.
Some sick cunt who was in like Dr. Piss was down the beach with his mate. And his mate stood on a jellyfish, and he's gone, "Oh, mate, I read that if you piss on a jellyfish sting, the amino acids and the ammonia neutralize it." And he's gone, "Are you sure?" Yeah, mate. Let me piss on your feet. Are
you sure you're a real doctor? Yeah, piss.
Yeah, mate. I've got a white coat and everything. And he's just done it and slashed all over his feet, getting his jollies. And then that bloke's gone back home and gone, "You never guess what happened to me. I stood in a jellyfish. Fortunately for me, Dr. Piss was there and he pissed on my feet. Filmed it like, and then went and had a wang," which I thought was a bit weird. But I will say that the placebo effect kicked in and it barely stung at all afterwards. Yeah. And then what happened was basically that rumor started spreading, and all the other sick cunts, you know, the furries and that, and the piss fetishists, they've all said, "Oh, nice one. Now we've got a license." Yeah, and then they all start going down the beaches, hanging around, waiting for people to go, help, I've stood on a jellyfish." "No, don't worry, sir, I have a bladder full of piss." And they run over and like they're fucking Superman or something. Big P on the fucking t-shirt. That's what's going on.
I guess it also depends how fresh your piss is. Like if you drunk fucking 6 liters of water and then you piss, it probably is so. You could probably drink a Bear Grylls with fucking guzzle that though.
Oh, mate, you know Bear Grylls is one of those cunts as well. Like, he's one of the cunts I'm talking about, that fella. Like, put it this way. That episode of Bear Grylls where he's going, man, right here. He sounds like this bird, actually. Right here in the desert where water's at a premium, I've just found a gold mine. And it's a pile of elephant shit.
Yeah, I respect that he does it though, because he does say like, oh, obviously only do this.
He's a fetishist. I've talked to other survivalists. I've talked to people in the special forces in the military, and they all say the same thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't do it.
It'll quench your thirst for a little bit, but then you'll get massively sick, and the subsequent vomiting and diarrhea will leave you in a worse off position. So yeah, no, probably, you don't. Yeah. You don't squeeze the liquid out of elephant shit. So why is Bear Grylls doing? Why is someone in like the fucking SAS saying that?
Well, I guess imagine if you're literally crawling along the floor, mate, and it's just I need a drop of liquid. Like I do, if I was dying, mate, risk.
You know, you talk to like someone who's had proper like survivalist training, and they say things like, oh, you know, if you go to certain places where the wind temperature changes, you can usually find things that grow underground, plant life, and it'll give you a little bit of moisture. Perhaps just enough to sustain you. And this is how you make a wind trap to catch any moisture that's in the air. You know, they say stuff like that. They don't go, well, neck a turd. That'll fucking keep the fucking death at bay.
To be fair to Mr. Grylls, I watched the new episode. I'm sure he did loads of other, you know, traditional survival techniques.
Mate, he doesn't though, does he? He always goes straight to death on one.
He does like basically it's him showing off like I was in the special forces. So he fucking drops in, sky dives in, then he'll fucking abseil down a cliff, and then he's like, you know, you wouldn't normally have to do this, but I am a double-hard cunt, so I'm gonna climb up this rock face. I'm risking my cameraman's life, who is obviously way better than me because he does it all with one hand. But here we go.
Like. This is how you know he's just a sick cunt, right? This is how you just know he's just a sick, creepy cunt, and it's got nothing to do with survival at all. Nothing to do. That episode where he's on a raft, and he gets the bird shit. The water and...
I've seen that one.
Yeah, the bird shit, right? And he goes, if I drink this, it's going to make me very sick.
Oh, the enema, yeah, I have
seen that. Fortunately, I know how to construct an enema bag. You're on a raft at sea, giving yourself... So what? And he's going... He bites the tube and he's putting it in his ass. He's putting it in raw. You'll notice he didn't find time. Yeah, raw dogging himself with a plastic tube going, and the sharp edges on the plastic are tearing up my hoop, right? Wincing into the camera. And then he gives himself a fucking bird shit enema, mate. He's sick. He's fucking sick. Yeah, man. How are you ever going to justify him? How are you ever going to justify him? I never read that in Bravo 2-0, did I? I never read that in Bravo 2-0.
Maybe he's just banter as fuck and he's doing it for the views, like a YouTuber, mate. He knows, like, you know what? I'm just going to stick this bird shite right at my ring piece and call it survival.
Mate, you're going to hilarious. Watch, right? It's gonna all come out when he dies. It's gonna all come. I'll be dead as well. Like, he'll definitely outlive me because he looks after himself incredibly. He looks after himself better than I do, and he's eating shit half the time. But the point is, like, he's gonna fucking. It's gonna all come out after he's dead. Like, you know, an ex-wife will come out. Yeah, he used to do all these weird things. He used to make me gather bird shit for his enemies. Like, it's gonna be a nightmare, mate. It's gonna all come tumbling out of the closet. Like, he's sick. He's sick.
Mate, he was special forces. He'd know better, mate.
You'll just never meet anyone else in the special forces who thinks the answer to potentially dying of thirst at sea is a bird shit enema. No one will ever.
I reckon he's just a clout chaser, mate.
Well, that's
clout chasing Grylls.
Yeah, mate. There's just something wrong with him. There's just something wrong with him. Like, yeah, why isn't he in the special forces anymore? Eh? Do you reckon he got kicked out?
Too much money, but. I wouldn't be risking my life for that shit when I could just put bird shit on my ass for 10 pounds a cat.
Yeah. Like, dishonourable discharge, probably. Like, his commanding officer
Let's
came
Google
in.
It, actually. Let's find out. Bear Grylls. I'm going to Google Bear Grylls discharge.
Probably done it, hasn't he? Probably done a special version.
Oh...
Now, the thing about contracting an STD like gonorrhea is it will make your penis drip. But that drip can be a great source of moisture in the desert. Like, he's out of control, mate. He's out of control. He's got to be, Bear Grylls has got to be stopped. Like,
It just says he was discharged in 1997. He was part of the Special Forces of the Army. Why though? Why?
Yeah, see.
Let me search. Why? I searched Bear Grylls, why discharged? And then I said, why is Bear Grylls called Bear? And that is not my question, officer. Why did Bear Grylls leave the SAS? I don't think he was in the SAS. Oh, no, he was. Mate, he broke his back. He was parachuting in Kenya. And his parachute didn't open, and he broke 3 vertebrae. How was he walked it off? How was he walked off no parachute? Man? See, that's how you know
he's full of shit. No, but he's full of. That's the story they've made up. No one walks off of no parachute. What is this? 40 times? He hasn't broke his back, man. He doesn't even have a limp. You've seen him up them cliffs, right? He hasn't broke his back. They've had to make up a cover story because he was doing freaky shit.
Right. So apparently, after leaving school, Grylls briefly hiked in the Himalayan mountains of Sikkim and West Bengal.
Yes, Sikkim. Mate, it's like Pizzagate. There's code there. They're trying to just put the code there. Sikkim.
From 1994 to 1997, he served in the British Army Reserves with 21 SAS as a trooper trained in unarmed combat, desert and winter warfare, survival, climbing, parachuting and explosives. Becoming a survival instructor, he was twice posted to North Africa. His time in the SAS ended as a result of a free-falling parachute incident the year before in Kenya, when his parachute failed to open, breaking 3 vertebrae. I need some more info on that, like.
Yeah, mate, it's wrong, like.
How high have you jumped? How have you only broke fucking 3 vertebrae, like?
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? Just imagine that, like. Mate, I break 3 vertebrae when I get out the sofa, for fuck's sake. Like, how has he walked off a fucking halo jump?
Oh, here we go, more information. I should have cut the main... Okay, so during a skydive with Zambia, his parachute failed to inflate at 16,000 feet. I should have cut the main parachute and gone to the reserve, but I thought there was still time to resolve the problem. Instead, he came back to Earth on his parachute pack. How, though, but you've 16,000 feet and you've fallen on the parachute pack and he's fractured 3.
It's all a lie, mate. It's a lie. The whole thing's a lie.
Although his spinal cord was intact, he spent the next year undergoing 10 hours a day of rehab, including physiotherapy, swimming, blah, blah, blah. After 18 months, he would reach the summit of Mount Everest. No way, but how have you fallen 16,000 feet and brought fucking 3 vertebrae?
Yeah, it's bollocks, isn't it? Yeah, now do you see what I'm saying? Now you start to understand. He's a sick fuck, like. He's just a sick fuck.
Unless his parachute was, like, half working and he sort of, like, you know, like, spiraled down. Mate, I don't know, though. That's still mental how you only break 3 vertebrae.
Yeah, I don't trust any of it. Listen, I'm not writing any more esports stories or any of that now. I'm not digging into any of this. I've done my time. But I am going to get to the bottom of why Bear Grylls was really discharged. Like, because there's no way he just walked off and broke
pissing
back
on people's feet.
Yeah, you watch, mate. It's going to be something mad, like. And it's going to turn out his entire shtick. He's literally got the BBC to pay him to become like some demented, shit-eating cuckold pervert on television, loving every second of it, like. Doing interviews about how it's all right, like. Full scatologist. Just saying. Anyway, do you remember this woman in France, right? So yeah, basically,
piss baker.
Yeah, piss baker.
I need the piss baker.
Yeah, so basically, there's apparently no issue with this at all. What she's doing is fine.
Do the people know that the bread has piss?
I think if they ask her, she does.
What do you know? Those aren't the rules. Why am I going to go to a baker and say, "Is there any piss in this, mate?" Why would that ever... That bullshit?
I mean, it's probably... She calls it Goldilocks bread.
So, what? So you'd think there's piss in there because it's called Goldilocks?
Well, I would now, like, yeah.
Fucking hell. Imagine the amount of people who've seen this after the fact. Like, I thought that bread tasted weird. I've drunk strangers' piss.
I let you off once before, but you still got the nerve to come back here and